Continuing our because talk, let's circle back to Daemun. So, Daemun, as I said, more neutral than Soul. Daemun can be used with questions, commands, suggestions, unlike Soul. Couple limitations. Daemon had not limitations, guidelines. Let's call them guidelines. It'll become very apparent when we read our first sentence. Okay, this one right here. 데이브 때문에 우리는 차에서 먹어야. 데이브 때문에. Okay, because of Dave. Because of Dave. 우리는 차에서 먹어야. 우리, of course, us. 차, now, 차, when it doesn't mean tea, gonna mean car. In fact, 차 is just a shortened version of 자동차. 차에서, so in the car, 먹어야. Alright, so we took 먹다, conjugated it, added the ya. This ya, it's kind of meaning you have to do something. So we have to eat in the car because of Dave. All right. Because of Dave, we have to eat in the car. Okay, maybe Dave didn't check the weather and the picnic is ruined. We have Dave's name followed by Demon. Is that a good idea? Usually not. When you use Demon after somebody's name, means you're blaming them. It's not just, because of Dave, we had to leave nuts out of the recipe because he's allergic. No big deal. It's because of Dave. It's not polite. You are very much calling him out on something. Whoever's name you follow with Daemon, it's very abrupt, like, oh, you got an axe to grind. So be careful with that. In most cases, you don't want to follow Daemon right after somebody's name. What can you use instead? Let's take a look at this next sentence. 데이브 덕분에 우리는 이 소풍을 즐길 수 있어요. Ooh, well that sounds nice. 데이브 덕분에. Okay, 덕분 versus Daemun. They're both going to translate as because. 덕분 is more like thanks to Dave or whoever you're attaching it right after. One moment, cat. So if you need to say because of X, Y, and Z, and it's not necessarily like a negative thing or it's not that big of a deal, 덕분 is fine. If you want to add, it's a positive connotation. And it's perfectly polite. So, 데이브 덕분에 우리는 이 소풍을 즐길 수 있어요. Okay, let's figure out what the rest of this sentence means. 우리는, we know it, it's us. 이 doesn't mean teeth this time, doesn't mean the number 2 this time. E is going to be this. 소풍을, let's ignore the object marker. 소풍, picnic. Isn't that right, Kitty? Hold on. Come on in. I hope you're happy. You be on your best behavior. You hear me? Only if you're on your best behavior, you can stick around. Okay. So, 소풍을, we got 소풍 for picnic. Object marker right after it. 즐길. Okay, well this is coming from 즐기다, to enjoy. Now, I don't know if you've come across the 수 있다 form. Literally, ability, exist. Su means ability, and then we have ita conjugated. So when you come across something that's like su ita or su opta, that's just how they say they can and cannot do something. Literally, ability exists or it doesn't exist. So we can enjoy this picnic. Thanks to Dave. All right. 데이브 덕분에 우리는 이 소풍을 즐길 수 있어요. Thanks to Dave, we can enjoy this picnic because he planned ahead. Thank you, Dave. All right. So let's toy around with this a little bit. Let's look at this next sentence. I know it's long. 그녀는 나에게 거짓말을 했기 때문에 더 이상 내 친구가 아니다. Alright. 그녀는. She. You get rid of the nya in the middle. You go with 그는. What do we get? He. Alright. 나에게. Alright. 나, first person casual. 에게, at me, towards me. You're not going to use an object marker like when it's to do with communication. Like I told Dave, I told Xandria, whatever. You're going to use ege or like ante, which we'll learn about in another video. Anyway, 나에게 거짓말을. All right, let's ignore the object marker. 거짓말. The first two syllables, 거짓. Fake. 말 means not a horse this time. 말 means words. 거짓말. Okay. Fake words. A lie. 거짓말을. 했기. This is just, how to conjugate it using a nominalization form. Oh, we'll talk about nominalization in another video. It's coming up. 때문에. You know it, you love it. 더. More. 이상. Sometimes it translates as strange. Sometimes it translates as like more than. Okay, if you get 30 and above, you win a prize, that kind of thing. 이상, in this case, is going to mean any more. Or, because it's paired with a negative at the end of the sentence, it's going to translate as no more. 내, first person possessive, 내, my. 친구가. This is the subject marker, 친구, friend. 아니라. All right. Are you able to translate it? She is no longer my friend because she lied to me. Okay. So I have 때문에, 때문, as the because form. She is no longer my friend because she lied to me. So we're kind of getting a vibe that, okay, you're just explaining to someone new to the friend group. Yeah, we don't talk to this person, because she lies. You're just letting them know. You're just explaining. Okay. Suppose this happened last night and the speaker still feels raw about it. Might they use the soul form instead? Possibly. If we're going to use the soul form, what we're going to do is, of course, we're getting rid of 때문에. We're going to get rid of 기. We're going to keep het. Het is going to stay. We're going to add 어. And then we add the soul. 그녀는 나에게 거짓말을 했었어. 더 이상 내 친구가 아니다. That is a vendetta if I ever heard one. Okay, so you hear it said in that tone, hey, maybe I'm not going to bring it up for a while. She's still upset. You know what? We're not going to talk about Brenda for a while. Whatever. Now, let's take a look at another, not limitation so much, guideline. 때문 is more commonly used in written Korean. So you'll see it in like K-pop lyrics. You'll see it in like novels instructions, perhaps. Just all kinds of like written media. If you want a because form that has all the same bells and whistles as daemun, you want it more commonly spoken. I have a form for you. Let's take a look at this next sentence. B unaga ane isarayo. B. Rain. Unika. Okay, we'll talk about Nika in a second. Ura. Ura. To come, to show up. We've discussed this. Bi and ura, they pair together so frequently. So like in English, we're always like, it rained last night. It's raining now. It will rain tomorrow. In Korean, they're more like, rain came last night. Rain is coming. Rain will come tomorrow. They frequently pair rain with ura, to come. Ura. So we're taking ura, getting rid of the da, we're adding nika, and that is our because form. Nika can also be used with questions, commands, suggestions, all of that. But it is more frequently used in spoken Korean versus daemun, which is more frequently used in written. Now, it's not that these two exclusively stay in their own lanes. You may occasionally hear daemun spoken, and you may occasionally read nika. Not a big deal. I mean, they switch all the time. Generally speaking, they have a home. Some interchangeability, not a big deal. That's why it's just a guideline. It's not a hard and fast rule. So, nika, that's our next because form. Ane. So let's talk about an for a second. An, when we are not dealing with negative sentences, because it could come off as like not, right? An is going to mean inside. You can often tell when it means inside, not just through like context, but A. We've got that location marker, A. So at inside. Oftentimes when you see on its own, a space on this side, a space on this side, it usually means not. Here we have A after it. So obviously we're talking about inside, aren't we? Ane isarayo. Isarayo. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? Because this would have been a perfectly fine sentence. Just if we just picked isayo. Like it would have been perfectly fine. Bi unika ane isayo. I'm inside because it's raining. All right, fair enough. Well, we're adding the ra because what we want to say is stay inside because it's raining. We are commanding somebody. It is a command, which is perfectly fine with nika. Bi unika ane isarayo. Stay inside because it's raining. With ra right here, we are making it clear that we are speaking in second person. You stay inside because it's raining. Even in absence of a topic, we've got other hints to tell us who we're addressing, right? Or who we're talking about. So, these are our because forms. We've got so, we've got daemun, we've got nika. Are these all the ways to say because? No. These are just a handful of the ones that you will hear very, very frequently. And as a beginner, you gotta get these into your little Pokedex as soon as possible. All right. Thank you very much, guys. I will see you again in another video. Have a great day. Bye.